Matthew chapter 26. And it came to pass, when Jesus finished all these words, he said to his disciples, You have known that after 2 days the Passover comes, and the Son of Man is delivered up to be crucified. Then were gathered together the chief priests and the scribes and the elders of the people into the court of the chief priest, who was called Caiaphas. And they consulted together that they might take Jesus by guile and kill him. And they said, Not in the celebration, that there may not be a tumult among the people. And Jesus, having been in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, there came to him a woman having an alabaster box of ointment, very precious, and she poured it on his head as he is reclining. And having seen it, his disciples were much displeased, saying, To what purpose is this waste? For this ointment could have been sold for much and given to the poor. And Jesus, having known, said to them, Why do you give trouble to the woman? For a good work she worked for me. For you always have the poor with you, and you do not always have me. For she, having put this ointment on my body, for my burial she did it. Truly I say to you, wherever this good news may be proclaimed in the whole world, what this one did will also be spoken of, for a memorial of her. Then one of the 12, who is called Judas Iscariot, having gone to the chief priests, said, What are you willing to give me, and I will deliver him up to you? And they weighed out to him 30 pieces of silver, and from that time he was seeking a convenient season to deliver him up. And on the first day of the unleavened bread, the disciples came near to Jesus, saying to him, Where will you, that we may prepare for you to eat the Passover? And he said, Go away into the city to such a one, and say to him, The teacher says, My time is near. Near you I keep the Passover with my disciples. And the disciples did as Jesus appointed them, and prepared the Passover. And evening having come, he was reclining with the 12, and while they are eating, he said, Truly I say to you, that one of you will deliver me up. And being grieved exceedingly, they began to say to him, each of them, Is it I, Lord? And he answering said, He who dipped with me the hand in the dish, he will deliver me up. The Son of Man indeed goes, as it has been written concerning him, but woe to that man through whom the Son of Man is delivered up. It were good for him if that man had not been born. And Judas, he who delivered him up, answering said, Is it I, Rabbi? He says to him, You have said. And while they were eating, Jesus, having taken the bread, and having blessed, broke, and was giving it to his disciples, and said, Take, eat, this is my body. And having taken the cup, and having given thanks, he gave to them, saying, Drink of it all, for this is my blood of the new covenant, that is being poured out for many, for forgiveness of sins. And I say to you, that I may not drink from now on this produce of the vine, until the day when I may drink it with you new in the kingdom of my Father. And having sung a hymn, they went forth to the Mount of Olives. Then Jesus says to them, All you will be stumbled at me this night, for it has been written, I will strike the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will be scattered abroad. But after my having risen, I will go before you to Galilee. And Peter answering said to him, Even if all will be stumbled at you, I will never be stumbled. And Jesus said to him, Truly I say to you that this night, before rooster-crowing, 3 times you will deny me. Peter says to him, Even if it may be necessary for me to die with you, I will not deny you. In like manner also said all the other disciples. Then Jesus comes with them to a place called Gethsemane, and he says to the disciples, Sit here, until having gone away, I will pray over there. And having taken Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee, he began to be sorrowful, and to be very heavy. And then he says to them, Exceedingly sorrowful is my soul, to death. Abide here and watch with me. And having gone forward a little, he fell on his face, praying and saying, My Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you. And he comes to the disciples and finds them sleeping. And he says to Peter, So, you were not able to watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray, that you may not enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is forward, but the flesh weak. Again, a second time, having gone away, he prayed, saying, My Father, if this cup cannot pass away from me, except I drink it, your will be done. And having come, he finds them again sleeping, for their eyes were heavy. And having left them, having gone away again, he prayed a third time, saying the same word. Then he comes to his disciples and says to them, Sleep on from now on, and rest. Behold, the hour has come near, and the Son of Man is delivered up into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us go. Behold, he who is delivering me up has come near. And while he is yet speaking, behold, Judas, one of the 12, came, and with him a great multitude with swords and sticks, from the chief priests and the elders of the people. And he who delivered him up gave them a sign, saying, Whomsoever I will kiss, it is he. Lay hold on him. And immediately, having come to Jesus, he said, Greetings, Rabbi, and kissed him. And Jesus said to him, Friend, for what are you present? Then, having come near, they laid hands on Jesus, and took hold on him. And behold, one of those with Jesus, having stretched forth the hand, drew his sword, and having struck the servant of the chief priest, he took off his ear. Then Jesus says to him, Turn back your sword to its place, for all who took the sword will perish by the sword. Do you think that I am not able now to call on my Father, and he will place beside me more than 12 legions of messengers? How then may the writings be fulfilled, that thus it must happen? In that hour Jesus said to the multitudes, Did you come forth against a robber with swords and sticks to take me? Daily I was with you sitting, teaching in the temple, and you did not lay hold on me. But all this has come to pass, that the writings of the prophets may be fulfilled. Then all the disciples, having left him, fled. And those laying hold on Jesus led him away to Caiaphas, the chief priest, where the scribes and the elders were gathered together. And Peter was following him far off, to the court of the chief priest. And having gone in within, he was sitting with the officers to see the end. And the chief priests and the elders and all the council were seeking false witness against Jesus, that they might put him to death. And they did not find. And many false witnesses having come near, they did not find. And at last 2 false witnesses having come near said, This one said, I am able to throw down the temple of God, and after 3 days to build it. And the chief priest having stood up said to him, Nothing you answer? What do these witnesses against you? And Jesus was silent. And the chief priest answering said to him, I adjure you by the living God, that you may say to us if you are the Christ, the Son of God. And Jesus says to him, You have said. Nevertheless, I say to you, hereafter you will see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of the power, and coming on the clouds of heaven. Then the chief priest tore his garments, saying, He has slandered. What need have we yet of witnesses? Behold, now you heard his slander. What do you think? And they answering said, He is worthy of death. And they spit in his face and punched him, and others slapped, saying, Declare to us, O Christ, who he is that struck you. And Peter was sitting in the court outside, and there came near to him a certain maid, saying, And you were with Jesus of Galilee. And he denied before all, saying, I have not known what you say. And he, having gone forth to the porch, another female saw him, and says to those there, And this one was with Jesus of Nazareth. And again he denied with an oath, I have not known the man. And after a while, those standing near having come, said to Peter, Truly, you also are of them, for even your speech makes you evident. Then he began to curse and to swear, I have not known the man. And immediately a rooster crowed. And Peter remembered the saying of Jesus, he having said to him, Before rooster crowing, you will deny me 3 times. And having gone outside, he wept bitterly.